So if you remember guys about the physical properties of matter, okay, in which there are 6 important, okay, physical changes of states of matter. 1, we have, okay, freezing. 2, melting. 3, condensation. 4, evaporation. 5, deposition. 6, sublimation. Okay? So, in our overview, we will talk about different phases of changes of matter. That's what you've noticed. We've got, when we talk about freezing, changing from liquid to solid. When we say melting, changing from solid to liquid. When we say condensation, changing from gas to liquid, including precipitation too. When we say evaporation, changing from liquid to gas. Now, when we say sublimation, changing from solid to gas. When we say deposition, changing from gas to solid. So, those are the important things that we need to remember when it comes to different phases of changes of matter. Okay? So those are part of the physical properties and how to determine different objects and how those materials also reacts with heat and light. Alright? So, in continuation, okay, we also have to refer about density, which is the mass per unit volume of the substance. So, when we say density, we have to remember about the core arrangement. Density is directly proportional to the mass of an object over volume. Okay? So, mass over volume. That is why when we get the density is equals to mass divided by V or volume. So, this regards to the presence of solid, object, and the liquid substances. So, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius at sea level. The boiling does not change for different volumes of water. So, for example, okay, we also observe the presence of liquid, the presence of gas in there, through boiling point. Okay? In electrical conductivity, about the physical properties, this is another reaction of a substance in which the ability of matter to conduct or carry along an electric current. So, as we might notice guys, for electrical conductivity, it depends also with the materials. We have conductor and insulator materials. So, when you talk about conductor, it is a property of matter or materials, okay, which easily conducts or high electrical conductivity or conduction of heat. While when you talk about insulator materials, it is the insulating capacity in which very poor conductivity of heat or very slow when it comes to the flow of electricity, poor conductivity. Then thermal conductivity, when we talk about that, thermal means heat, conduction of heat, in which the ability of a material to conduct thermal energy. So there are many materials, okay, several materials that we can say that easily conduct heat by means of combustion, applying fuel and wood, turning into fire and flame, by burning of different materials. Then another one, solubility. So this is another physical property. When you talk about solubility, It is the ability of one substance to dissolve one another. So this is now the way how to determine about solution. Okay, this is normally happens, no, in our everyday life activities, in which, no, we can do it at home or anywhere we want, right? By dissolving or mixing substances in evenly manner. So for example, in solubility, remember, by mixing solute and solvent in order to produce solution. Either sugar and water, salt and water, powdered coffee plus hot water. No? So there are what we call solutions in there. For salt and water, salt solution. Okay? For sugar and water, sugar solution. For coffee and water, that will be coffee solutions. Okay? Powdered milk plus water, that's what we call milk solution. No? So, to further understand about the physical properties of matter, no? It depends on the property, the mass, conductivity, and volume. No? Size dependent or size independent. Okay, when it comes to property, then the description of property, how the property is used to separate mixture. No? So when it comes to mass, it could be size dependent. Then description of property, the amount of matter in object. Then how the property is used. Mass typically is not used to separate the mixture. Then when it comes to conductivity of heat and electricity, so it can be size dependent. The ability of matter to conduct or carry along electricity or heat. Then conductivity typically not used to separate a mixture. Okay? Then the volume would be size dependent. Then the volume, the amount of space something occupies. Then another one, how the property is used. So the volume could be used to separate mixtures whose parts can be separated by filtration. Now let's continue. So another thing. So again, what are different physical properties of matter? One, so these are the different physical properties of matter. One, mass. Another factor, conductivity of materials. Next, volume of objects or materials. Next one, boiling and melting points. Then the other one, state of matter, either solid, liquid, or gas. Then the density, considering the presence of mass and its volume. Then solubility, magnetism, including electrical conductivity. So all those things are very important to determine about the physical properties of matter. So just remember that the substances that make up mixtures are not held together by chemical bonding. No? So, for example, the presence of salt and water in order to make salt solutions. Another one, by using magnet. How to attract the iron fillings or those iron fillings which is already mixed in the sand. The parts of a mixture often can be separated by physical properties, right? Physical properties cannot be used to separate the compound into the elements that it contains. So in these things, okay, how are physical properties used to separate mixtures? So the parts of mixture often can be separated by physical properties according to boiling or melting points, states of matter, the density, solubility, and of course the magnetism. So to summarize our understanding about physical property, a physical property is a characteristic of matter that can be observed or measured without changing the identity of matter. So examples of physical properties including mass, density, volume, melting point, boiling point, state of matter, and solubility. So many physical properties can be used to separate the components of a certain mixture. No? So this would be, alright? So just remember guys about the physical properties of matter. It can be determined through different states of matter on Earth. No? And it depends also how those materials react with the other substances. So always remember the states of matter and different phases of changes of matter. Okay? So that's very important. Right?